forward to all the great things we're going to do together.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes.
Up here, they are very intelligent, they are self-developed, they have they've invested in themselves, and I'm proud to have you in the studio, and I'm looking forward to have you back. Hi, welcome to another exciting episode of Prestigious Talk Show. Today we have two beautiful ladies with us, and we'll be discussing how to be single and be happy. Again, we have Kenya. She'll be discussing how to be single and be successful, while Casey will be discussing how to be single and be happy. So, Casey, I would like you to tell our audience what you do.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I am, I am a self-actualization facilitator. And
Okay.
what I do is encourage individuals to choose to become their best self.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just written my first book. It's called Leave Behind Lonely, The 10 Secrets of Self-Discovery.
Mm-hmm.
I've also been writing a blog on relationships for the past 3 years called TorontoRelationships.com.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Kenya, I would like you to tell our audience what you do and how they can be single and be successful.
Well, my name is Kenya Clark. I am a real estate broker, and I own my own brokerage, which is a corporation called Divine Living Real Estate Inc.
Mm-hmm.
We've been open for 4 years now. I've been a real estate agent for 10 years, and I hope to give you some tips on how to be successful and how to be more organized in life and how to get your best self going.
Okay, now we are going to start by asking Casey Bradfield some questions. And actually, it's not actually questions because they are actually co-hosting with me. They are going to give you tools on how to be single and be successful and how to be single and be happy. So Casey here today is going to give you that tools. If you're single and you don't believe that being single you can be happy, Casey is going to give you that tools on how to be single and be happy. Why? Kenya here is going to help you with the tools on how to be single and be successful. So stay back and enjoy, and also pick from those tools and help yourself. So Casey, the show is yours now.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes.
I'm so excited to
Yes.
talk about being single and happy because there was definitely a time when I was single and unhappy.
Okay.
And I was desperately at that time seeking, okay, how am I going to make my life better, right? And so what I was doing was I was getting into relationships because I was feeling empty, and I had all these, I was lonely, and, I didn't like my friends being happy in their relationships. I felt uncomfortable with me, and I had a problem. And so what I did was I jumped into a relationship, and that went nowhere. It was terrible. It was a terrible relationship, but not necessarily because of the other person. Because what I found was I was needing of that person to fill me up more than they could ever give me. And, I'm a strong woman, and sometimes I can be a little controlling. I'm not even going to front, right? So when you're desperately searching for someone and you're a little controlling, that's a recipe for disaster. So I had to, it's true. I had to sit back and be like, okay, I need to be single and figure myself out before I start again. And so now that I'm single, I can tell you for sure, I'm not that controlling anymore because it's just me.
Yes.
But I'm happy because I'm working on me.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So that's where it started.
Yeah, it sounds so beautiful. Like, looking at you like this, one will say, oh my gosh, she is so beautiful. She's the queen. I don't think she would not be happy. With this body, she must be a happy girl. So I'm so happy that you were able to touch on this. So you've heard what Casey has just said. Being single and be happy, you have to start, you have to identify with yourself. You have to know those things that will make you happy. Otherwise, if you jump into any relationship, whether a relationship with your boyfriend, girlfriend, parent, whoever that you are in a relationship with, we have a clash because you yourself, you've not been able to unpack what the issues is. So Casey has just kind of given you the tips on how to be single and be happy, but she's still going to tell us more. So Casey, yeah, thank you very much for that. And yeah, we'll turn to Kenya. She's a very successful businesswoman, and she's single. So.
So I actually have a unique advantage because I did a lot of process and a lot of personal development and grooming myself and getting myself to a place that I wanted to be. And then I got married and I had a baby, and it's kind of like I stopped, and so I had to start all this all over again. So I'm going through the whole process again, so I know, I remember what it takes to do it. And I think to be successful in life and single is also, it starts with a choice. You have to make a decision to want to change things, and you have to make a decision as to where you want to be, because you have to first map out what is it that I really want in life and where is it that I want to go. Because if you don't know where you're going, you're just going to go all over the place. So, and also having a baby, I think you really need to be organized. You need to set up things in life that this is what I do in the morning, this is how I do it. It's also working for yourself, and if you're thinking about doing a business, you have to be organized. It has to be just like a 9 to 5 for you. Get up in the morning and you do the same things as if you were on a job, and the same things every day consistently will lead to habits that then lead to success. So I think for me the biggest things would be making a decision, mapping out where you want to be.
Okay.
Exercise is a very important part of it, because once you move, you get positive energy, you get more creative in terms of where you want to go. And also finding a role model, finding a mentor, reading up things.
Yeah.
People have done a lot of things before you that can help you, and the
Yes.
more you read, you learn about things and the different tips that will help you. I think those are the most important things of being successful.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kenya. That is a very big tip that you've helped us with you. And I know our audience will be able to benefit from these tips. You've just heard from Kenya. She's talked about how to be single and be successful. First and foremost, it's about reevaluating yourself and what you want in life. She talked about development, self-development. You know, if there are certain things that you think that you want to improve in your life, you have to sit down, reevaluate yourself, set a goal. You know, it's about setting goals and working towards that goal. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but you have to, you know, plan things, get things planned, look at those things that don't work for you and look at those things that work for you in order to be successful in life. So we're still going to talk more on this issue of being single, because this is a very interesting topic, I feel, and I know you are there, you're watching us. I know you benefit from this. So Casey, being single, you said, you know, I know so many youngest, I would say young teenagers, especially girls, will be finding it difficult to identify with themselves. They believe their happiness depends on somebody, either boyfriend, either, you know, they just don't believe in themselves. And they are always sad. They don't know how to, you know, identify with their innermost self or find that happiness. You know, what do you think brings about that? Like, you know, is it the society? Is it esteem issues? How can they fulfill that empty space that they have within them?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yes.
There are so many factors that go into what makes a person feel or have self-esteem issues or feel sort of inadequate in their own body. I mean, I was very much that young person in high school. You know, I was bullied. I didn't have my family there to support me as much as I would have liked. I didn't have a lot of friends. And, you know, and for me, I had low self-esteem as well. So it really affected me personally, and I felt, you know, sometimes I didn't want to go to school. Sometimes, you know, I cried. It's just different things that were part of my life. But the reason why I went through that was because I had a broken family, and we didn't have, you know, love wasn't as apparently abundantly flowing, and I didn't feel like I could relate to certain people around me. And I also chose the bad influences in my life. So in your circumstances, your family circumstances or your environmental circumstances, coupled with low self-esteem, can really produce this recipe for disaster, especially when it's also expounded upon by bullying and other people who don't recognize your situation and, you know, make it worse for you in your experience. So there's so many things that we need to be mindful of when we're treating other people, or how we treat other people, especially as young people. But for the person who's experiencing that, you really have to just say, okay, I'm different. I know I'm different. And some people are not going to be okay with that. And maybe those people may be in your family and they're not okay with that. But you still have to say, okay, I'm going to love myself regardless. And the ways to do that is maybe I was in band, I was in choir, I did morning announcements, like I just retreated into myself. And it still took me a while to love myself, but at least I was starting to figure out what I liked and what I didn't like. And so when it came down to almost university, when I started getting comfortable with my skin, I was like, oh, I've tried all these things, and now I kind of figure out who I am, and it's easier for me to love myself. So use that time, even if people are bullying you and you don't fit in, to explore yourself so that you can, again, get comfortable. You will get to that place, so don't worry about it.
Wow, that's really good, very good. You know, I feel like this self-esteem issue is something that is continuous in this society, because no matter how beautiful or how good you look, there's still this issue about self-esteem or bullying. You know, who would have thought that people will bully you? I look at you and said, oh, this is the perfect body that is needed, right? So, but hey, guess what you talked about?
I wasn't like this
so
before,
funny,
you know. You grow
me.
into this.
Oh my goodness, you see? Like, it's so, trust me, this will be the perfect body, because this is a Barbie body that is needed in the society. Oh my gosh, she's so tall, beautiful, nice, you know, good looking.
Thank you. Thank you.
That this girl will be bullied. Come on.
Oh, they call me Green Giant.
Oh my,
you know, they call me,
my goodness!
right?
Just imagine. Okay, so if Casey is being bullied, this perfect, you know, oh God, beautiful queen, I'll call her.
Thank you.
Okay, because she will fit for what the society will consider the perfect body. You have what is considered to be a perfect body. Oh God.
Thank you.
For me, they would just say, oh my God, just, you know.
Oh,
but hey, guess what? I am not afraid, because I already love myself. I'm not waiting for anybody to love me. You know, just watch, based on what Casey has just said, you have to be comfortable with your skin. You know, you have to recognize that if you're waiting for somebody to love you, trust me, you will wait and wait and wait. Trust me, at the end of the day, you'll be so frustrated. So the first thing is to actually love yourself. Not seeking comfort from any man or any woman. You just have to love who you are. Trust me, then the happiness will come. That is what I believe in. And again, just to talk about esteem issues, I'll go back to when I was growing up. Like my dad, he just, he was I would say he's still very much alive. He's a loving dad and somebody that makes you feel, oh my God, you're Miss World. Even though I don't have the height of Miss World, I keep saying it, trust me. You know, I never knew, trust me, when I was back home, I was thinking I was all in all, because he makes me feel that so special. He will tell you have the perfect legs. You are so beautiful. Oh my goodness, look at this girl. Oh my, you know, everything that he was saying just helped me. Okay, just build me and make me be who I am today. I don't actually believe that anybody is prettier than me, because I love me for who I am. Because I cannot take you and you cannot take me. All I do is to love me for who I am. I love my unique self. You see this voluptuous body? I love it. I just love it. Okay, if you have my body type, please go love yourself. Package it properly and you look good.
And I can agree to that, because when I met Faith, I remember when I met you and you were sitting in front of me. And every time I've seen you, you walk in like a queen. You always have this very regal royalty about you.
Thank you.
And you always carry yourself like a queen. And I can see the self-esteem. I can see you love yourself. And I think that's what it's all about. It's about loving yourself just exactly as you are. Because you're wonderfully created.
Yeah, so. You are. You're unique, because if we have all skinny petite or voluptuous body like me, it would be so boring.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You need some
Yeah,
tall,
some
you need some
variety.
short, you need some medium, you need some, oh God, extreme. So extra large, triple XL. We need all this body. This is what makes us unique. Okay? So we have to accept ourselves. We have to actually love us. And again, there's something that I normally say, and I would like to throw this out there for my audience. I tell people, you know what, when you wear a shoe, you know where it hurts. When you were coming to this world, you came alone. Alone. Your parents when you're dying, you're going to die alone. So everything you experience is alone. You do everything alone. So if you're waiting before you get married or you have a partner or you do anything, you were alone.
Yeah.
You came to this world alone. So why are you relying on somebody to be happy?
So true.
Relying on a man or a woman to be happy.
So
I don't have a wife, that's why I'm so sad. Oh my God. I don't have a husband, that's why I'm so sad. Oh my God. I don't have a friend, that's why I'm so sad. Oh my God. When you came alone, you eat alone, you die alone. When you're eating, do I take your food into my stomach? No. Go straight to your stomach. So we all experience things differently. So I believe it is very important for us to actually learn to love ourselves. Sometimes we go through life, we experience things, we're still exploring. We don't know how to figure how to figure ourselves out. It's okay. But don't kill yourself.
No.
Don't say, oh my God, my skin is so dark, I'm so ugly. Oh my God, I'm so short. Oh my God, I wish I was a little bit taller. Oh my God, I wish I was a little bit prettier. Oh my God, I wish he was a little bit handsome. Are you for real?
Yeah.
Nobody is perfect. There's no perfect body out there. It is what the society is trying to impute in our head. Okay, they just showcase what is make believe.
Right.
And that's a form of bullying too, because we
Yeah.
talk about bullying,
Yeah.
and we always say bullying, like people say bullying and you think it's high school.
Yeah.
But people bully you in society.
Oh, yeah.
Society is such a bullying society.
Yep.
And even me, it took me such a long time. Like I stayed in my marriage for such a long time because I was bullied by people I knew and friends, and I felt, no, there's no way I can get a divorce. And the worst thing in the world to me was to be a single mom. That was just the worst thing. And I suffered with that for such a long time until I just got up the courage one day and I was just like, no more. That's it. That's it. This is not for me. This is not working for me. I know where it is I want to go. And I have to do whatever I need to do that. And whatever I have to leave behind has to get left behind. And not until I got to that place of, and I did research, I looked it up, what are people saying about single moms? And there's nothing good about single moms out there. I can tell you, I've looked on social media, there's nothing good being said about single moms. And even if you're divorced, if you're widowed, it doesn't matter. People don't care how you got single. They just, single moms are looked at as the same way.
They generalize
everybody in the same pot. And so, I think you have to get to a point where you look beyond your friends, look beyond your family, look beyond what people are telling you, and really look within yourself and say, what is my inner truth? What is it that I truly believe? And it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of courage. It's hard to do. It hurts sometimes. You're going to have to leave people behind. But once you get to the point where you're like, I'm comfortable with who I am. I know this is where my life is supposed to be going. I am so happy where I'm going and what I'm doing right now. And if you can't see that and you can't see the beauty of that and the beauty of my gorgeous son and how adorable he is and how much I love him and I love being a mom, then I feel bad for you. You're not going to enjoy this life. But at the same time, I'm going to be enjoying it. So too bad for you.
Exactly. I love something that you just said. I have done, we have one episode that we talked about. We are still on the topic of being single and be happy. We are not trying to drift away from the topic. We are still very much on that topic because this topic can be very broad. It has different branches. You can touch on self-esteem, bullying, happiness. It has a lot. It's a combo topic. So the reason why I was trying to go back to the topic I did before, I talked about being true to yourself. You just mentioned it. Being true to yourself means, what do I really want? Is this what I want? am I wanting this because the rest of the world want it? Am I going to be happy if I'm doing this? Am I just doing this because I know Mr. B did it or Mr. A did it? Is this my calling?
Right.
You have to know your calling.
Yes. You have to know your purpose in
Your
life.
purpose in
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
It's very, very important.
Yeah.
And Kenya here, she has been able to evaluate what she wants and she sets her goals. And she's a successful businesswoman. She looks so pretty. Some people are even, I would say, I'll call some married people, I would say, we call it single, right? So if you're married, you're not double. Right? Let's call it double. So since being single is you are alone, so being married is double. So
It's double.
So what does happiness mean to you? You know, some people have different perspective about what makes them happy as a single person, right? So you can tell our audience.
Yeah, well, again, happiness for me, really, I wasn't happy. I'm going to say I was not as happy as I was now only 5 months ago.
Yeah.
5 months ago, I quit my job, and, you know, around that time I ended a relationship, and, you know, I was in a very low time, extremely low, probably one of the lowest in my entire life. But I quit my job because I kept having this feeling inside of me that was like, Casey, this isn't for you. This isn't for you. You're supposed to be following a different path. And so I was refusing to listen to that thing, but it was telling me that you'd be happier at this other place.
Yes.
Because I didn't trust in that feeling, in my intuition, in my spirit,
Yeah.
I held on to unhappiness for longer than I should have. And the same thing was happening in the relationship. That feeling in my spirit,
Yeah.
leave, I wasn't listening to it. So now, listening to that feeling, that spirit, I'm so much more happy because what I do every day is I run my business, I talk to people, I network, I, you know, if I want to pamper myself, I pamper myself. If I want to go out with my friends, I go out with my friends. If I want to spend time with family, I do that. So I'm literally just doing everything that my spirit is calling me to do and nothing less. Right? So happiness is just coming to me. I don't have to work for it anymore.
Wow. So you were able to identify with your innermost self and then know what makes you happy.
Yes.
So yeah, it's different for different people, you know. So Kenya, what about you? What makes you happy? How do you?
So it's so funny that Casey said all that because I kind of feel the exact same way in terms of I evaluate every morning, and I'm very big on introspection. I'm very big on knowing what my truth is and not what everyone else wants my truth to be. So even if I have to distance myself from people, like I love that you quit your job, you let go of a relationship, because I find sometimes you get into a hole and you can live your entire life in a certain position, in a certain relationship, in a certain title, and this is nothing that you wanted to do, and get to the end of it and be like, I really didn't live my life and I really wasn't happy. So I'm very big on every day evaluating, is this where I'm supposed to be going? Is this where I'm supposed to be going? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I happy in the place that I am? Am I on the right journey, on the right path of where I'm supposed to go? And for me, a long time ago, I had everything. I was really successful. My mom would say, what do you buy the girl that has everything in the world? And literally I had everything, like anything you can think, glamour and diva and just any possession you could possibly think of, I had it. And I was just living a dream life, but I would wake up in the morning and have this horrible hole in my stomach, just this horrible, just like a black hole, something was missing in my stomach. And I always say this to people, and I'm like, you could get anything in the world. You can get the best job, the best car, the best house, and you can get anything. You can be going out partying, you can do whatever you want to do. You can have a family, you can get married, be a CEO, you can have everything and still be alone and still feel that emptiness. And for me, it was God. It was coming to God and coming to a relationship with God and knowing God. That filled that. And for me, I feel like nothing else could fill that space for me other than that. And I feel happy knowing that He's mine and I'm His, and we have a relationship, and I know I'm covered and I know I'm protected, and I'm just happy. It's like the joy of the Lord is my strength. And I really, really believe that, because I've had situations where it's just, I should be in the gutter. Like, I should be on the floor and dying right now, but I'm happy, and I'm so happy because I know it's going to be better. So It's always about having a faith, and even if you have faith in something else, if you don't believe in God, if you believe in something else, have faith in something bigger than you, and have faith knowing that no matter what's going to happen, I know my destiny is set. I know there's a purpose for my life. I know where I'm going in this life, and that helps for happiness, that helps for successful, because if you feel that way, things will always get better. No matter what stage you are in life, it's always going to get to a better stage.
Do you think your success actually affected your relationship with your partner, or does your partner get intimidated by your success as a successful businesswoman? Yeah.
For me, I have a unique case. So I think some men probably do, are intimidated. People I meet now, I know for sure. Even friends, if they come to my house, I can see they're intimidated. Or even I got a car the other day, and I had no idea this guy was competing with me about cars, because I was catching the subway. And then I got my new car, and he just was like, oh, well, I paid more for my car. But his car obviously didn't pay more for my car. So I didn't even really pick up that he was trying to compete with me. So I think there are men that feel a certain way. My husband in particular, I didn't have that problem with him. He's not a person like that at all. But he's from a different country. He's from a third world country. So they have a different culture. So, and for me, I personally took on the role of a housewife. I wasn't a successful businesswoman at that time. I took on the whole role of being a housewife and of taking care of my husband when I met him. So I don't think he had to deal with so much of being successful. At the same time, I am a very strong woman, and that's just evident. So like you said, controlling and things like that. But for some reason, we just clicked. We never had problems with who washed the dishes and what are you doing. We never had fights like that. We really didn't. And he's very quiet though, so that could be it. So I think our relationship was he's very quiet. I'm very outspoken. But he's a younger person. He's younger than me as well. So you would think he would have a problem, and there would be a problem. But I find if you find someone that's mature, regardless of age. A mature man is never going to feel threatened by you. He's going to be happy for who you are and want to push you and support you, rather than a man that feels insecure. So I think that's the biggest thing in a relationship, finding someone that's secure with who they are, and they're never going to really feel threatened. But when someone's insecure and they're still striving or they're trying to do something, then they feel they have to compete with you. So I can't say that I had that problem in my relationship, because my husband's very quiet and very laid back and very easygoing, very sweet, nice person. So I never really had a problem with him thinking my success was a problem.
So, but I think most men or even friends will have problem with a very successful friend, and they don't know how to. They'll be competing internally.
Yeah, I've had people do that to me a lot.
They compete with you internally.
Yeah, they do, and you don't even notice it until it's too late.
Yeah.
And I say be very careful of those kind of people, because you don't know when someone starts to compete with you, that leads to envy, and envy is such a dangerous thing to have in somebody.
I love that. I love that standpoint. Yeah. Once you have that kind of view about life, you won't have issues with anybody.
Yeah, no, I don't have. We have friends. We talk. I never. And he always says you're a different kind of Christian. And I'm just like,
because what happened is
some
Christians
believe
try
what I
to talk down on other people's belief.
You think you believe whatever you believe, because he says no man comes unto me unless I draw him. And so if you don't believe, it's because he hasn't drawn you yet. So I cannot force you to believe. I can't put belief into you. If you don't believe yet, it's not your time. Or it just isn't supposed to be.
Finding the commonalities between people rather than the differences.
Because we're all human. We're all human. We're all going through the same things, the same problems.
It's the same.
Yeah, we're
it's just that we experience it differently.
We think we're so divided, but we're so alike.
Yeah.
So alike.
Yes.
It's so
and we
alike.
are social animals.
It's funny. I learned that a long time ago, and I'm always like, I love telling my story. I love telling stories.
Yeah, it helps.
I love telling people what I've been through, because a lot of times you think I'm the only person going through this, and
that's
then you talk to someone else.
You are not alone.
You are not alone, because I felt alone for a long time.
Remember,
yeah,
you are not alone.
never, no.
You can
someone else is going through this. Someone else can
If you
understand.
think you're just, oh God, it's just me, and this world is crumbling. No, somebody else is feeling
the same way.
Years ago, I would have been there, I would have made it. And I get envious for that moment, but it's about catching yourself when you have those thoughts and feelings. and being like, hold on, this
Yeah.
is my path.
Mhm.
Nobody else is, and I can't like, I can't try to bring anybody else
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
and I can't make myself feel less than.
Yeah. Just to touch on what Casey and Kenya has just said about success. Sometimes we have different people. They have different definition of what success means to them. Sometimes it doesn't have to be material things, right? At times it can be, you can be happy and be successful. Being happy is a success too, because a lot of people have material things and they are not happy. So you won't define that as a success. When you're happy with yourself, I'll classify that as a part of success. You are happy, you've been able to achieve something. When you set a goal for yourself and say, for me personally, and say, in the next 5 years, this is where I want to be. And being able to actualize that dream is also a success. Okay, you can say in the next 3 years, I want to have a baby girl. That 3 years and you have that baby is also a successful story.
Yes.
So our definition of what success is or means depends on individual. How you define what success is might be different. How I see or define what success means to me might be different. Some people will define it from that perspective of material things. I have all material possessions. I have nice house, beautiful cars. I can buy anything that money can buy. So I'm successful. So that can be what makes them happy, because that is their definition of success. Meanwhile, we have some people that will have everything, millions, have mansions, billions, and yet they are not happy. They are not fully successful. They might be successful in material possession,
Right.
but the innermost success, do they have that? It might be empty. So, from my own point of view, I believe being successful depends on individual, what you consider to be successful, and how you consider what success means to you. And also that also means when we are talking about being single and be happy, what you consider to be, what makes you happy depends on you.
Right.
It can be, some people just eat and they're happy. Eating can make some people happy. Some people just read and they're happy. Some people have money and they're happy. Some people are in a relationship and they're happy. Some people are single, so it's so diverse.
You're right.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you're watching us, we are rounding this up. Being successful, being single and be happy depends on you. So I would advise you to check and reevaluate yourself. Think. You have to sit down and think, what makes me happy? Reevaluate yourself and set your goals and be able to identify with your innermost being. Explore your innermost self to find out what makes you happy. And stay tuned, we'll be right back. Stay tuned. I'm your host, Faith Adodo.
Prestigious talk show. We are bringing hot topics and discussing community issues with topics that matter. If you would like to be guest or be part of the live studio, audience or even sponsor, go to www.prestigioustalkshow.com or email us at prestigioustalkshow@gmail.com. At the Prestigious Talk Show, remember, you are not alone. Thank you.